Hey, welcome to the Midwest Sesh. We're two women from the Midwest who work really hard, and we love weed. Nina and I really miss hanging out with our friends, seeing our families, sharing joints in person. Life is just a little different because of COVID. So we're trying to have some fun. We decided to start the Midwest Sesh, a cannabis conversation podcast. This is a space where we can hang out online with all of you and share a joint virtually. So join us Friday nights as we enjoy all things weed.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of the Midwest Sesh podcast. I'm Nina.
I'm Haley.
And we're so excited that you guys are joining us here today. We wanted to make this podcast because a lot of us are stuck inside without our friends, without our smoke buddies. So that's tough. Who wants to smoke alone?
I don't. That's why we're
I know
here.
I don't. Whew, yeah, that's for sure. So we just wanna hang out with you guys, tell some stories, have a few laughs, share smoke, share a bowl virtually, no puff passing, and just hang out. I feel like everybody needs a pail these days.
100%. And you know what else I feel is just seeing another person's face without like half of it covered up. It feels good to my brain. Like it feels really nice to see a smile. Like it's like, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm totally one of those people who like smiles at everyone because I'm like a big dork. I'm like, hey, like cheesing at everyone. And then I realize nobody can see my face. So I'm like wondering if they're just like, what is that woman doing? Like why is she staring at me like that? And I'm like, I'm smiling at you, smiling at that.
Yes.
I cannot tell.
I feel that hard.
The world we have to deal with today.
And I feel like that was my one thing that would help turn things around. Like when people would look at me like I was being sketchy, it's like smile, just like I always do that. So now it's like my one superpower is gone. Like same way with my husband. He's like a very smiley person. That's like what everyone always says. So now you can just kind of tell when someone's smiling because of their eyes like squinting, but like that's hardly a smile. You gotta
nail the smize.
The smize.
You have to.
That was good, actually. I was impressed by that.
As you're watching on YouTube, you can see my blue steel realness right there.
It was a good side one. I can't because my face is permanently like I'm in like level 10 stoned all day, all the time. It never changes.
I love that.
So
I love that so
not much smizing going on over here.
The trick is like in all the pictures and stuff that you take is to look stoned. So everybody, you know what I mean? Nobody knows when you're stoned because they think you just look like that all the time. That's how my driver's license picture looks like. I'm like this.
Were you stoned or were you not?
To go to the DMV in Chicago, I had to be stoned, bro. I could not. That was an experience for itself. I was like, they had a sign on the front door that was like, dispose of your drinks before you come in. And I had just gotten a cold brew at Starbucks. And I was like, I ain't letting it go. It's like $5.
Okay.
So I stood in the doorway and chugged a full cold brew and had smoked like a full bowl before I left the house. So I was just like riding on like pure like adrenaline and pure stoned. Like it was.
That's quite the vibe. Like you're just like caffeinated and stoned and trying to be calm while you sit there. Like,
And I'm like, it's totally cool. I'm fine. Like and like when I take my glasses off, I don't take my glasses off very much.
Right.
Like my eyes totally change. So, and you can't wear your glasses in pictures anymore. So I'm like trying to look at them. Like I can't see you. So I don't know if I'm even looking at you.
It's awkward. I feel like last time I was there, they made me take my ponytail down. They're like, we can't tell who you are if you have a ponytail. I was like, well, okay. So my hair is just like a crazy homeless person in the photo.
Like totally fuzzy and like big ponytail.
Yeah, it was big so poofy hair. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Do you have like a before and after like driver's license of like before you smoked or like now, or have you always pretty well smoked?
So I got my first driver's license when I was 17 and I started smoking when I was 15. So in my first one, I totally looked like, I was like, this has got to be the best picture ever. So I'm like all done up, like
right.
totally like fancy. And now I'm like, this one just needs to look like I'm stoned in case I like get into some kind of situation that like, are you high? And it's like, no, that's just what I look like, man. Like that's
incredibly smart, actually. Just like that way you're using it for you. Like if a cop pulls you over or someone looks at you, like, well, this is how she is.
This is how she looks. She just looks like this. This is what she looks like.
I have a before and after because I didn't start smoking till I was like in college. So like my first one is just like me really timid with like a weird amount of makeup. And then the second one is like I'm much happier. You can like see it in my face that I'm like enjoying life actually. And that's from the cannabis probably.
I love that so much.
What are you smoking on, girl? What you got today?
I'm actually smoking on some Illinois dispensary weed, which is like it's a change. Oh, there's a hair in my face. I gotta get out. That's like a change for me because I never like, if I can, I'll avoid the dispensaries here. Like it's just too much. And I didn't know that they weren't doing like normally I'm a curbside lady, and I didn't know that they weren't doing curbside. If it's under a certain degree, it's a certain temperature outside. So
that seems extra weird. Wouldn't you think that's when you would do this curbside or something? Like, I don't know. We don't have curbside at all here, like good day or bad day. So I
hate that. I mean, I drive an hour to go to the dispensary with curbside because none of them in the city really have it. So I'll drive to the burbs for for some curbside action. I'm gonna take it
curbside action. Why do you not like it here? Is it just the expense of it being so incredibly costly?
So I was thinking about this earlier this morning. I was like, why would I go to a casino if I could just go to an Illinois dispensary? Like it's a gamble either way. Like
I see what
you know what I'm saying? Like you can spend $60 and you could get some bomb flower, like the best flower you've ever smoked, or you can get I'll show you. You can get the shadiest little trimmed bud. Like it is
that's how it was without you messing with it.
This is how it came.
There's a chunk out of that. No,
there's a hole
and it's
in the middle. Like
that's no good. I've been a trimmer, so that like bothers me to the core that was sent to you.
It's too much. It is too much. Like people had said this specific brand has been like pretty shady on the trimming, but I'm such a sucker for a banana anything, and this was banana cookies, and I was like, oh, I gotta get it.
Oh, that sounds delish.
Like the flavor, that doesn't disappoint, but the trim job definitely.
I gotcha. Yeah.
It definitely disappointed.
And comes and goes, like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm never buying this again. And then 2 months later I buy that company and it's like phenomenal. So it is a gamble.
It's a gamble. Like don't go to the casino, go to an Illinois dispensary and try to buy weed. Just because
pick something. Who knows?
Like you don't know. It could be amazing. It could be awful.
Yeah.
You just never know.
And you don't want that because for the price, it should be a consistent, guaranteed, awesome product, like not like a gamble. And for reference, I feel like we should tell like how much Illinois eighths costs. I feel like that's a great way to highlight how expensive stuff is. I think how much did you pay?
Puppy was $60 for this eighth, and like we were talking about before, like this packaging has to cost a good like a $5 of that. So like I'll pay $55 for an eighth. I remember when eighths were $45 or $50 in Illinois, which was like, that's not the best, but it's pretty decent for,
it's decent. I feel like a street price where I'm at is like 40-ish. Roughly. But this is like, this one I want to say, so I'll show you the one I got. It's Ozone. I don't know if you've heard of them.
I have.
Okay, I've never really bought this, I don't think, but the jar is pretty cool. Like it's pretty like bougie. I'm like, okay,
it's with some gold foil.
Yeah, I'm about gold foil. That's cool. But I think I spent 65 on it. I want to say it was above what a normal. And on the front, it does say 1/8 ounce of premium cannabis flower. So it's like
premium.
It says
premium.
Yeah.
Like what does that word mean in Illinois?
I don't know.
What does that word
mean? I do not know. It is organic, right? I'm pretty, it has to be. That's one thing that Illinois at least tests for, but what does premium mean? I don't know.
Because like I've gotten some real swag stuff from the dispensary that has said the word premium on it, and I'm like, are we redefining these words now here in Illinois? The Illinois cannabis scene is redefining the word premium.
I would agree with that. And you know what? This is my brain. I remember back when the dispensary first opened and they sold them in little pouches. Like, do you remember that? It wasn't a jar, but like a pouch. Like,
The packaging that I was most familiar with when I started becoming a patient was like there was a lot of plastic, so much plastic. Not necessarily any pouches, but a lot of plastic containers, like the pop tops and the screw top ones.
Yes. I don't know. How do you personally feel like glass versus plastic? Like, do you have, because I just don't have like ways to recycle super easily here.
No.
So honestly, glass is like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I've been trying to find ways. I know a lot of people have been trying to find ways to reuse their cannabis packaging because it's just like it's wasteful everywhere. Like no matter where you go. I mean, I gotta say, Illinois is probably the worst that I've seen, and it's like it's laughable. Though I'm like, are you trying? This is a plant. Like we don't want to add like bad things to the earth. We're just trying to like but you have to buy things pretty much in eighth increments. So if you buy 4/8. If you buy a half ounce, you're getting 4 jars of like 4 jars that you have to like, even if it's all the same kind, like even if it's the same strain, like you're ending up with 4 different jars of flour. It's so bizarre to me. It's so weird.
It bothers me too. Yeah.
It bothers me.
Yeah.
It bothers me big time.
I know someone reached out to me and asked like about if the dispensary, do you think their dispensary would ever take the packaging back and recycle it or send it to, back to the cultivator?
Yeah.
And like we asked about that so much and they were like, dude, never ever will we do that because it's a risk and this and that. And I was like, I know, but just like that's what the people want is like and they feel bad about it,
I like would try to collect them, and at one point I had like a huge box full of things and I'm just like, what, like I guess I just have to recycle it and hope that my building actually says it's recycling like it says it is,
right? Yeah,
because it's tough. I mean, in Michigan it's definitely more of like a pouch system that I've seen. Like if you're buying eighth to like bulk, it can come in a bag or a jar.
That's kind of nice.
I think I kind of prefer the bags just because I have my own jars, and I even reuse some of these jars and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's something I kind of want to ask people is like, what do they prefer? That's kind of interesting.
Like when you go to Michigan and pick out weed, do people like take from a large jar, like a bud tender grabs from a large jar and then puts it in the package in front of you kind of thing?
It depends. Okay. Some of it is bulk like that. And then some of it, like the more premium stuff I've noticed is more of like a jarred.
Well, that makes sense.
Situation. Okay. Yeah.
That makes complete sense to me. Yeah. Totally. Because I feel like that's one thing that our market from the get-go was like weird about, where it's like absolutely no cannabis on the floor. You cannot smell it. You can't touch it. Do not even like, I even had people that would buy a vape pen and they'd be like, can't you open it? Like, show me how it works.
How
like
to use it.
It's like, no, you just got to go home and try it. So yeah.
I was talking to somebody, I was saying that like other states, like that I've visited or like Michigan and stuff, it's been more of an experience. Like I'm excited to go. I'm excited to like see what they got, learn from the like dispensary agent or the bud tenders and like see what they have to say, see what they have, like visualize it and like have fun. Like it's like a shopping trip. It's an experience. It's supposed to be fun. But then like if you go here, it's like going to the dang bank. It's like a chore.
Like you said, it's like the DMV itself is sometimes is like,
I have to get stoned to go to the dispensary because I just can't deal with the process of it.
Yep, me too. And yes, it's a must for sure to like go there. I have to be caffeinated, really patient, have plenty of time. I always tell people like, if it's your first trip, do not go in between like your lunch break where you're trying to like squeeze it in because it could take like an hour and you'll just be frustrated. So like take time and do it when you have a second. Yeah, I'm gonna grind this up real quick.
Yes.
I wish you could smell it.
Yes. What is that one called again?
Actually, I don't know. Hold on. I'm a horrible. Oh, here it is. Cake mints is what it's called. But it smells really like fuely, like gasoline kind of like whoa, strong, like really pungent, like very, I don't know. I love that kind of flavor profile a lot.
Yeah.
like the classic pot, or like even the cat piss smell, like that strain cat piss. I'm like, oh, nasty. Like I love those real strong flavors like that. That's me.
I got burned by like a really stanky vape one time in California. It told me it was juicy fruit, and I hit this thing and it was like chewing on a clove of garlic, like straight up. It was like eating garlic bread. I would have to chew gum while I was smoking this pen because it was like
a pen. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a vampire would never come around you because it was like for real. I was like, holy shit. So I thought I wasn't into like garlic stuff because I was like, it's like an Olive Garden in my damn mouth. Like, I don't want this. I'm like, I need to chew gum. I need a mouth. Yeah. Like, I need a breath mint after this vape. And so I always thought I wasn't like about those like gassy type, like garlicky type strains. But I think that one just like, it scared me away. And then I started having it more in like flour. I appreciate it. And then in like dabs, like when I can like get more concentrate, not like a distillate situation. Because I like,
that was my favorite.
It was like halitosis after smoking that. It was terrible.
That's so funny. I had a strain of wax one time that a friend made, and he'd made it himself in Colorado, and it's so phenomenal. But it was garlic cookies, and it literally just smelled so like garlicky. And as like, if you've never smoked anything garlicky, I don't know if that's the greatest word for it. You know what I mean? Like it's its own thing. It's not garlic. It's something else, but
it's an acquired, like it's very different.
Yeah. I have a little bit of a nug left. Look how small. This is all I have. But it smells so good. So I'm happy with it. This Ozone brand was fire, but your bong looks fresh and clean. I'm always impressed at how clean your bongs are, girl.
I'm like been like so bougie about that. Like before I used to not care at all, but I got a whiff of like bad bong water like at some point, and it just like like it must have been at like I don't know. I was like, oh no, like I'm smoking out of this. What am I thinking?
I know what you mean.
So I started like I'll smoke like 1 or 2 bowls, or like it's like usually 2 to 3 bowls out of a piece, and then I'll clean it because I'm just like
impressed.
Stanky.
I love that's how I feel. I feel like after that it changes the flavor, the whole experience of it so much. So like like I want to taste that fresh flour. I don't want to taste like nasty caked on resin stuff. Yes. Did you, for your birthday, so Nina had a birthday, everyone go wish her a late happy birthday. In my opinion, a birthday is a month. It's not a day. It's a whole vibe, starting from the beginning of February into the middle of March, if you want. So this is all about,
accepting
celebration.
All presents always.
P.S. she is not too late to straight up send presents, money, gifts,
Listen, anything. Shower me with gifts.
But how did your birthday sesh go? Did you have some fun, like things you reserved, like weed wise, for your birthday?
So I that's when I ended up going to the dispensary. It was on my birthday because I was like I said, it's a gamble. I was gonna treat myself to that. I feel like I haven't gone to a dispensary since like November here in Illinois.
Wow.
So I wanted to I like to have my hands in both pots. I want to see like what's going on locally. I want to see what's going on at the dispensary. So I was like, I gotta get my butt over there and see what's going on. So I picked up a few different things. This banana cookies was one of them.
Birthday.
And I picked up something. I was like, literally anything banana, anything cookies. I'm like, hello.
You and I have similar tastes. I don't ever get the opportunity to buy anything banana, but given the chance, I would. That's very good.
That's like if I see banana, it's over. Like I'm buying it.
Is that right?
How I love it. Like strawberry banana sherbet, like banana cookies, banana GMO. Like I have something called modified bananas. I don't know. It's a banana, and I love it.
Well, I'm going to keep that in mind in case I ever go on a trip or see something that's just like calling your name. I'm going to know bananas your thing. Good.
Yes. Always a goodie. And then I got something else called like Love Triangle.
I've heard
it was all right. Kind of dry, kind of dusty. So I got a little pack in there trying to refresh it. A little Boveda pack.
To plump it up.
To plump it up. So hoping that gives it a little zhuzh. to it.
I feel like there's a lot of my friends that are like old style smokers, like maybe started a long time ago and they've never messed with the packs like that. But it's the pack, it's like a little, how would you describe it? Like
a tea bag almost.
Like a tea bag, yeah.
Yeah.
And you throw it in your weed and it's supposed to modulate the hydration. So if it's like too wet, it'll bring it down and like cure it better. If it's too dry, it'll plump it up because you want it like 69% humidity or something. I don't know.
Everyone has their own opinions on this.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But point is, if it's messed up, it does help it. It does help it a lot.
It's definitely brought some really dry, dusty Alabama grass back from the dead. So I introduced those like hydration packs or whatever to my dad, and when I told him about it, he was like, "What are these?" And then he like bought a ton of them, and he like uses them all the time. He loves them. Yeah.
Aww. See, that's really what I mean. Like you wouldn't know unless someone's like, "Hey, do you know about this?" It's kind of like a newer smoker kind of thing.
Yeah. I think we were talking before that I've like complicated, or if you want to be fancy, elevated my sesh and my everything, because there's just so many things out there these days that you wouldn't even think about. Like you wouldn't even think that something like that existed. Like there's a little pack to put in my weed to make it like stay fresh. Like who would have ever thought?
You know what? Older people would tell me like, yeah, that's what we use an orange peel for. You don't need that. Like
oh my god. That's
but I get it.
Cool stuff. I really.
Are you a hemp? You're a hemp wick girl, right? Like you use a hemp.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I before I wasn't about it, but then I got the like lighter case. This is like a bougie one.
Show me your lighter. Is that a
like
fancy...
a decked out one?
You are the coolest for having that. I feel so lame. I just have this one that says "so floppy" and it has a floppy disk on it.
Floppy. That's funny.
I don't know. It seems odd, but
I've discovered these like hemp wick holders. And it's like when you pull it down, it extinguishes the flame. So because that was the one thing I'm like, I'm clumsy, like I've like caught my hair on fire before, like I don't want to. I feel like if you've been smoking long enough, you've caught your hair on fire.
Happens.
It just happens. And the thing with hemp wick is that like if you're not paying attention, like it can get like pretty crazy and it can get pretty wild. So I like that you can just like oh shit, and then just like extinguish it really fast. And
I didn't know that they made that. That's a really cool tool. Yeah. And it's also you don't waste it so much because it's not just like burning unnecessarily. Yeah.
You're not catching shit on fire, your whole house and everything in between.
Yeah. I feel like most people that are listening to this probably know what hemp wick is, like what we're talking about, but just on the off chance you don't know, it's like this beeswax. How would you describe it? It's like a
twine.
Beeswax twine.
Like a string.
Yeah. And you light this hemp wick and then use that to light your bowl instead of directly putting a flame to your pipe. Like the idea is to like reduce, what is it? Butane, something like that.
To not like inhale that butane, and then it really protects the terpenes, so you get like a more flavorful.
Because the temperature
is not like burning so hot.
Yeah.
Like there's all this weird stuff. It's like a science.
Yeah, and it's like optimized. Like everyone's like, how can we optimize what we have? And I love that culture about like stoner culture is like everyone's just always being so creative and like, well, I mean the names itself are so creative of the strains, so it's just like, I don't know, it's very creative in every way with cannabis.
Yes. If like people are the stoner community is very innovative. Like if they haven't thought of it, they will. Like it's coming because
1000%. I feel like you would have some like really, really innovative ideas for like tech or tools that people could implement too. Like,
it's fun. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the next thing I want is a dope scope, like the microscope to look at your weed. That was what I was gonna say.
Get real into the details of it all.
Not necessary.
I love that.
But what were you saying?
I love that. I scooped a really fancy a really fancy grinder for my birthday.
Oh, good.
It's called, I don't know how to say it. I've heard it's called Hay, but it's HOJ.
HOJ. Okay.
Yeah. It's like the clip with a K, KLIP. And it has like interchangeable plates and such, and like an interchangeable like screen, so you can change the levels of like if you want like a really chunky grind, if you want like a thinner grind, if you just want like a rip like a tiny bowl. Yeah. And then you can change like how fine and refined you want the keef collector to get. So it really, I'm like, this is fancy.
Is it still like a 3-layer with the keef catcher at the bottom, like that kind of
grinder?
Okay.
Like that multi-chamber situation. So
with
I'm
the
excited
plates
to see
you
it.
change. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I'm pumped to see it when it comes.
Did you have a good birthday? Like, I know a quarantine birthday is just like, it's not the same, you know, it's not even close to the same, but did you have fun at least? Like,
it was fun. My boyfriend definitely went out of his way to, I'm like actually placing all my stuff on this table on top of a puzzle that we're currently doing that he got me to do for my birthday, which was awesome. And then I got like the cool, little fun treats from the dispensary, and got like a good dinner, like a good Italian dinner.
I think it was sunny, right? On your birthday, or was?
Yeah, it was like pretty cold, but the sun was out. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world. You know, us Midwestern people were like, it's 30 degrees, crack the windows, open the windows, go for a drive, put your sunglasses on. Oh my God.
Literally all those things. Yeah.
It's so funny. I saw someone in shorts.
I'm that person. I have to admit this. I am that person. So one thing that was different, like my work is in Chicago, and then I live like 4 hours south of Chicago. So shit's just different here, straight up. Like everybody's totally different mindset, not necessarily in a better way. Actually, usually frustrating ways. But anyway, one thing is that here, no one believes in winter coats or long pants during winter. It's like they just run inside. No, it's like literally a thing. Like you just wear shorts, you wear your tennis shoes and a sweatshirt. Like this would be a winter coat.
That is so funny.
Even though it's like still as cold as up where you are, but we're just like, the mentality here is like, oh, I'm just going to be outside for a minute.
Minute.
No, you're not. Like it makes your whole life harder when you don't wear a coat. Like, you know.
Yeah. And plus like in Chicago, we're here on the water. So it's like 10 times worse. Like when I moved here from Michigan, I like call my mom and like, Mom, I can't do it. The wind is like, this is unreal, dude. Like it is ripping my face off when I walk outside. Like this is unreal. Like I need a real coat. I need a coat that covers my butt.
Yeah, exactly. It really matters. That's something my Southern Illinois brain did not understand, is like, why do these people have coats that go like to their knees? That seems so excessive. And then once you wear a coat like that, you're like, okay, I get why you do this, because you don't hate your damn life the whole time.
Yes. Yeah. But you like can't really like sit in the car. So you're like trying to like get in and out of cars, and so like sliding with this huge coat. And you're like the like freaking Michelin man walking down the street trying to get on the bus.
It's definitely made to be like an upright, like I'm walking through Chicago kind of coat, you know, not sitting down.
Yes, but for sure.
I have started wearing a real coat as of last year because I worked in Chicago, and I was like, all right, I'll start wearing a real coat, and it's been a game changer. I will say that.
Yeah. I'm actually going down to my boyfriend went to school in Champaign-Urbana. He went to the University of Illinois, so we're going down there this weekend.
Oh, fun! You'll be close to me. That's like an hour away from me, so ish. You know,
it's gonna be 60 degrees.
You're gonna have
like what?
What do you do when you
February? So we got a free hotel. His dad had gifted us with a free stay at a hotel, and I guess like the hotels and stuff have been pretty good about COVID and everything. Obviously, they want the business, so they're going to be really safe and good about the restrictions and everything. So I feel cool about that. So, and I double mask, I don't triple mask, but I double mask. So I'm like cool with, you know, that kind of stuff. We're not going to be seeing anybody new or anything. So we're going down there.
I'm excited for you. I'm like, I don't know. It's such a big deal to get out of your house now. Like, man, super big deal. Even just like, it's funny in the past, like I felt like I was a little more high maintenance. Like if I rented a hotel or whatever, I would have to have like a concert and a dinner and a this and that, and like all these things. And now it's like literally just drive me to a town and let me sit there. I will have
like
so much
drive
fun.
around in the car. I want to look out the window. Like I need to see like, show me something other than the four walls that I'm sitting in right now, please. And
please. Yeah. I feel like everyone feels that way. I know that's a very big sentiment amongst everyone I've talked to, is like just a change of rooms. And when I had COVID, I was in just one room. So like, you know, right now I have my whole house, but then my world shrunk even smaller to just be one part of my house. So like now when I'm like in a different part of my house, like the basement or whatever, I'm like, oh, this is so exotic and fun. I'm in a different part.
That's
so
how I feel like I'm going to be when I move
sad.
into a house, because I live basically in like a 2-room apartment.
Oh,
So when
okay.
I'm going to have multiple rooms, I'm going to be like, where, like my boyfriend is like, we're going to need walkie talkies, because we're going to be like, hello, where are you?
Please
Where
do
are
that.
you? Lonely in the
Please
other
do
room. Because
That's a fun
it's
idea
been so much
anyway.
togetherness. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I would love that idea actually.
It's too much. But yeah, I'm excited to go down there. We're gonna eat all the like spots that we used to go to when he was in college and stuff, like the pizza place and barbecue and like all that stuff. We have like too many places we want to go to, so I'm like, we need to narrow like what's the itinerary.
Right. Get a little bit of an itinerary somewhat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Are you gonna go to, there's a dispensary, the New Med, that's very good. Like, I've heard it's pretty good.
They have curbside.
Do they? Okay, amazing.
Yeah. So, I like definitely looked into that because of my last experience at the dispensary where they asked me to remove my mask to be ID'd. I did not like to play that game. So I like emailed them. I was like, do you have curbside? And they were like, yes. So just switch like your dispensary to ours and you can place an order and we'll do it. I was like, yeah.
Can I ask a dumb question? Like, how does that work with curbside? So like you literally place your order online, right? Pull up. Mm-hmm. And then, so how do they know it's your car, or like, how do they figure that part out?
So, they'll come up to your car and then they'll get your cards, and usually they'll just like take the cash. They'll be like, how much was it? Oh, okay. And, so give them your cards and your cash, and then they go in, do the transaction, then come out with your bag.
Amazing.
Like, okay. I love it so much.
That sounds great. And so, yes. Okay. Man, I didn't realize it was like that. I want that. I really do.
Yeah. Nice. I feel like that should be a thing all the time, everywhere. Like everywhere should have curbside. Like, can we get some drive-through situations going? Like there's
drive-through liquor stores, and that's straight up bad. So like, why couldn't we have a drive-up cannabis place? It's like, yeah.
It makes no sense.
1000%.
Yeah, I guess I did a little poll on my story to see if like that's something that people are experiencing. What do you find in other states? And as a med patient, like we show 2 forms of ID. Like, how can you not tell? Like, you can't see the same chubby cheeks shining down at you like under this mask. Like, come on, it's so frustrating.
I know.
And people had answered. So more people had said no. They were like, "What are you talking about? People are asking you to like take your mask off to be
really?
ID'd." Like, no, like that's crazy.
It is kind of.
It's kind of weird. Like,
and medical patients, like you said, like a lot of them have legit actual cancer. Like they're scared to be outside at all, like, and interacting with people. And so the fact they have to come in because there's no curbside and then do something that's kind of maybe a really uncomfortable, risky, and upsetting to them. Like, to me, like after having COVID, I get like upset. Like, I know that's like, were you up? Like, did you feel like that? Like, really?
I definitely was like, you're like, it's like asking somebody to get naked. Like, like get naked right now. Please. Like, that's basically what it feels like. I was like, you want me to do what? Like, you want me to take my mask? And like I said, I wear 2 masks. So like, I'm like, so I like my slick ass. I'm like, is this good? I'm like trying to like.
You're like, here's my nose.
Yeah. Here's like, I was like, is that good? Like, what else do you need? And she was like, no, like you have to like fully take it off. And I was like, honestly, like I'm not super comfy with that. Like, I have an underlying condition and I come here for the curbside. So this was a stretch of me coming in the first place. Yeah. So
that was good that you spoke up for yourself, because like I feel like thousands of people want to say that and maybe haven't said that for some reason, and like you're just really nice about it. Like, hey, like if there's any other options, I don't really feel comfortable with that. Like that's your right to say that,
Yeah, definitely. You have to be an advocate for your own space and your own self, especially now. Like people, someone's gonna push your buttons whenever you leave the house. So like you have to, make that. You have to define that stuff for yourself. And just like don't be a dick about it. Like just be nice, Right. And so I told her like, I'm okay. Like you guys can cancel my order. I'll just come back when you have curbside again, or I'll come back whenever. That's like fair. Seriously, not a problem. No hard feelings. Like I don't care.
That's nice. Yeah, you're just stating the facts. Like I don't.
And like some people don't. Some people don't have that option. Like the dispensary is their only resource. So like I'm grateful that I was able to, you know what I mean? But I ended up getting my order at the end of the day because they ended up doing curbside for me, which I felt like, I'm like, this is bad. Like, I was like, don't appease but it was nice.
And that's how I treat people, is like, if they are like super mean, I won't go above and beyond to like help them. But like in your case, if you're like, hey, it's no big deal, I'll just come back. I'm like, you know what? Actually, let me help you out. And so that's great that they did that.
Yeah.
I'm glad it turned out that way.
It sounds like that goes like such a long way.
It does. And I'm glad that it sounds like that dispensary agent was like really nice to you and like understanding.
Dude, angel, such an angel.
Oh, good. That's important. And you know what else I've been trying to tell people, like my family, to do? Anytime someone is nice in the pandemic, write them a review, like on Yelp or Google or whatever. Like, it goes a long way. Like, I feel like so many people their pay is based on their reviews. And so if they're like three mean people, and then, it's only right to like bring out and like call out when people are doing something nice, like, yeah. And I like that you did that on your stories too. You're like, this lady was really nice to me.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Like, they didn't have anything like where I could leave a comment or anything online. So I like emailed them and was like,
you did.
I did.
I'm like heartbroken, or not heartbroken, but like heartwarmed over here. Like, that's great. I'm glad.
Yeah, I was like, this person like went out of her way to like, make my experience special. Like, it was my birthday. She like,
you said,
she even gave me a hat and stuff. Like, I was like, no, like, you're the best.
So kind. And like, that's what I mean. Like, especially during the pandemic, like we're all just trying to freaking do the best we can. And life's hard. And so anytime someone does anything like nice or like not shitty, I just feel like that's awesome. Yes. I love that you email them. You're such a nice person.
I'm like so great. That person. I'm so that's that good. Person.
I love
who would just be like, hello, this person was awesome.
Yeah. Give them a raise. Give them an extra joint this week, whatever they need.
Like, do something. Give her like extra tips or something.
Yeah. Did like for your birthday, did you listen to any special podcasts or shows, like TV shows that's like, oh, I got this thing I've been seeing?
Yeah. So I don't know if you've seen that movie Barb and Star that came out. There was like the new, I have a picture of it. This is so stupid. Because my boyfriend printed out a little ticket because we watched it at home.
I love that he did that. It's so thoughtful.
We're so fucking dorky, dude.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay, I've seen that.
Yes, Kristen Wiig, and then what is her name? Annie Mumolo. She's they wrote Bridesmaids, and then they wrote this.
Oh, okay.
It's so fun. It's everything you would expect from a movie like that.
Heck yeah. Okay, I want that then. That's just kind of what I want for a pandemic movie, is like, I just need that right now.
Yes. Yeah. And like, if the picture, it's like a picture of them riding a shrimp, like, or a lobster.
I didn't notice that. Okay.
It's a shrimp. Like, if that doesn't say anything about the movie, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what you're gonna accept. They're so funny. They like, I feel like they're supposed to be like Midwestern. It doesn't like necessarily say where they're from, but they have like this accent, and you know what I'm talking about. And like, they work at like a what was I gonna say, like a department store. And like, they just have like big like Midwestern like mom vibes. I love it. It's really funny.
I want that. That sounds great. That sounds good. I might put that on tonight. Like, I've been listening to Sword and Scale. Have you listened to that? A podcast called Sword and Scale?
Yes. I feel like I've listened to a few episodes here and there.
Yeah, I've been listening to that this weekend. It was a good time. Like, this is weird, but this is how I handle like tragedy or like sad things, is I just listen to something way sadder. Just like immerse yourself in the sadness. Or actually, it's like, it actually separates me from the sadness, because I'm like, oh, well, I'm not in this headspace of someone whose like whole family got murdered. Like, I just don't feel good or whatever. Like, it's like much less dramatic. So anytime I like throw on a podcast like that, it like puts things into perspective, where I'm like, all right, people get through absolutely horrible things. I could definitely get through a stomach ache or whatever is going on. And,
I'm like, that's so fucked up, but that's definitely what I do too.
Yeah, do you do
I can relate to that. Yeah, like, I'll just like listen to like all the true crime and like whatever I can, you know what I mean? Watch something crazy weird and totally,
it gets you like out of your own space. I think it makes you feel like, all right, other people are in the world. They have similar feelings. I'm not alone in this. Like, it actually alleviates some of the sadness, which you'd think it would just make it way worse. Like, and maybe for some people it does. Like, my mom is super sensitive, and I feel like if she had a bad day and then she listened to that podcast, she would just cry and just want to die inside. Just
right.
But I'm not. I'm a little different in that way.
It definitely depends on the like kind of sadness for me. You know, like there's definitely the days where I'm like, I just need like a really like, you know, down and dirty true crime story. Or there's other days where I'm like, okay, let's watch Gilmore Girls over and over and over again and just like
1000%.
like feel like stupid because their problems are all stupid and annoying and you know, like, and that's what they're upset about. Like, come on, you know what I mean?
That's a similar but different kind of way to handle it. Yeah.
I love it.
My birthday's not till September, so like I always associate like my birthday with fall and like everything fall related. Like, what do you think of when your birthday season rolls around where you're like, all right, it's my time to shine, like this is my birthday month coming up?
It's always so fucking cold on my birthday. That's the thing. I'm like, I'm just not, I'm like,
that's fine,
it is so
like
cold. And like I usually go, that's the thing about the quarantine birthdays, like I usually go home to Michigan for my birthday. And I didn't get to do that this year. So that was kind of a, you know, a bummer. I was like, I want my, like I usually get like cannolis and stuff. And I was like specific cannolis that I really, really like.
You're so Italian, like that's amazing. I love that.
Or like cassata cake, which is like cake with cannoli filling in it. Oh my God, dude, this is like, if you like cannolis, cassata cake.
Oh, give me that.
Yeah. And like my grandma, there's like a certain bakery that my family goes to, and that's like all I think about when I think of my birthday is that specific cake, and like it's just so good. And there's a bakery out here that does something similar, but I got it once and it had cannoli filling and custard and strawberries in it. So it was just like super, super over the top. It was really good, but it wasn't like the one I was used to.
Yeah, not traditional. So, is that like the other one's more traditional maybe? Like
Yeah.
My stomach just growled so loud. I was like, oh, that sounds so good. I
love a cannoli, dude.
That sounds great. You know what? I'm kind of embarrassed to say I don't think I've actually had one.
You got
pretty
to.
Sure. It's like a filling, it's like an Italian pastry with a filling, right? Like
it's almost like it's like a kind of a crunchy shell, and then it's kind of like a
so
sweet
keep going.
Like a sweet dessert, like cheese, like it's made of like ricotta, like a sweet ricotta.
Way. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah. And then some of them are made with like a different kind of cream, but the like Sicilian ones are made with ricotta, so they're like real tasty.
That sounds really tasty. Like
yes.
I don't know about you, but like, are you good at cooking or baking stuff like that? Like, I'm so not that person.
I'm definitely so much better at baking than cooking. Like, I feel like cooking I can get by. I made some pretty damn good chili this week. Some good turkey chili, if I should say so myself. Eat some leftovers after this. But I'm definitely way better at baking than cooking.
Okay, well, I'm not good at either, so.
Either of them? None of them? Does your husband cook?
Yes.
He does? Okay, that's good.
And also
so then you got that at least.
Yeah, it's a good pair, which I that's one of those like embarrassing things that I like said at the beginning is like, I can barely make like a grilled cheese. I cannot like.
Really?
Like, I mean, I can, but it's like, I'm one of those people that like, I get really impatient and I burn stuff a lot. And I also will like, I'll just like turn over the grilled cheese with my hands, not an actual utensil. And it's like, that's not how you cook, dude. Like,
I love that so much.
My husband goes, I can always tell when you're making a grilled cheese because you go, ow, ow, ow. Because I'm like turning it up.
That is too funny. Oh my God.
Yep, that's how I do. So I mostly am good at picking things up from various food places.
Do you have like what's your like to go, like I need something good to eat, like your favorite place?
Actually, it was a place that was in Champaign is my favorite. Distill. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's like a place that has like really good pizza and really good. It's just like fresh farm food, if that makes sense. But yeah, we always go there. They also are a brewery, so they brew beer on site, and then they have really good coffee. I'm like also a coffee kind of snob about. Yeah, you too.
Coffee.
That's right. You're a coffee girl, aren't you? Like
Yeah,
Starbucks.
I was a Starbucks barista forever.
Me too. I
Oh,
was,
for real?
yeah, I was a barista for like
That
10
is so
years.
funny.
That's actually how we
Oh,
met.
really?
Yeah, like, or not at Starbucks, but a different place that we were coffee worked at. But
that's so funny.
yeah,
but I love that.
I think I remember you saying this now because you're like, girl, my order at Starbucks is kind of complicated because I know what I want. Is that you?
Yes. Yeah. And I feel bad about it, but then I'm like, I had to deal with all those stupid ass orders when I was a barista. So you guys get to deal with my stupid ass order. I'm sorry. I promise I'll tip.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000% fair. Like, yeah. I don't know about you, but I always hated people that wanted their coffee at a certain degree of temperature. It's just like come on. I don't got time for this.
Like steaming the milk to like a kid's temperature, like because we had like kids temp and stuff, and sometimes I would get myself kids temp because I have like a baby mouth. Like I don't.
That makes sense though.
Like
that I'm for. It's when there was this one man that would get a latte at 200 degrees. The milk was 200. It's like, do you know that like stuff's boiling at like what? I don't know, 2 something, but like,
that's 212, right?
Yeah, 212. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's bad that I can't remember, but it's like, do you know how much like hot that is? And he's like, I like it so hot that like my mouth hurts. And it's like, yeah, clearly it was. And the other thing is like, you know, when you like foam milk, how it like gets like explodes if you like don't do it right. So like this guy, we'd always just mess it up accidentally because it's so hard to hit that temperature.
Yeah.
Every time he came in, we're like, oh, this dude's here. No fun, you know. So I'm sure that you're not like that. They're probably like, hey, Nina's here. Get her cool drink ready. Get it ready. We know what the girl wants.
I'm an iced coffee all the time person. Like it doesn't matter how cold it is. Yeah.
That's
I like iced coffee all the time.
I do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You do both.
Yeah.
I'll do a hot drink like when we could go places, like if I'm sitting down and could like enjoy it there.
A moment, you know, like.
Yeah. I feel like that's a different experience.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like, one of my favorite drinks is a chai with just a bunch of espresso shots in it. Like,
ooh, yeah.
That's so good to me.
That's a good one.
Live off of that. It's fun. Like,
yes. Yeah. That's definitely one that I learned as a barista, the dirty chai. I never knew that existed before that.
Right. There's probably all kinds of things that you could teach me about Starbucks, like drinks and things you used to make and vice versa. But mostly here, people just had weird requests about the temperature, I feel like.
Yeah. People really thought that the secret menu was like a thing that we knew and that we were hiding from them, and that it was like something that we weren't allowing them to have. But that is not true. So it would just be like a battle of us being like, no, we don't know how to make the like Lucky Charms, like taste the rainbow, Frappuccino. I'm really sorry. If you tell us what's in it, we'll make it. Like I can make it if you tell me what's in it, because like there was a website or something that had the secret menu, but it would tell you how to make it. So like, tell me how to make it and I'll make it, but I don't know off the bat, like I said.
Yeah. And it's not my job to know all the specific like Reddit versions of a Starbucks drink.
Yeah, like, oh my God, I gotta remember enough shit as it is. I don't want to remember. I didn't need to remember all these magical little, like random drinks.
That's one thing about working at a dispensary, and like Starbucks is different. Like working at a dispensary, you don't have to make anything. You're just grabbing things. So there's no like making, you know, like that. That was a little bit easier, but it's very similar vibe of a job, actually. You know?
Right.
I was trying to think of some birthday things. Like, have you ever had like a birthday that you're like, oh, that was the best birthday I've ever had, and it like sticks out? Do you have one of those? Like,
oh, the best birthday. That is tough. I mean, when I had like a pretty fun 16th birthday, I had like a combination because my friend's birthday, my best friend, her name is Amanda. Her birthday is Pi Day, so March 14th. And so we somehow convinced our moms. I don't know how we did this. We somehow convinced our moms to have a combination birthday party at Dave & Buster's for our 16th birthday. And that was pretty fun because I don't know how I pulled that shit together. I was, Mom, please. Like, I need to have a birthday at Dave & Buster's. Yeah, like, Mom, I need this. Like, and I don't know, my mom, like, shout out Rosie. She killed it. And we had a great birthday at Dave & Buster's. And I don't know, it was really fun.
That sounds actually,
pretty fun
can
birthday.
I say another embarrassing thing? Pretty sure,
Yes.
I don't think I've, look at my cat, she's on my lap.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever been to Dave and Buster's. What kind of place is it? Like, tell me more.
It's just like basically an arcade, but plus like an arcade with TGI Fridays food.
Oh, okay. I'm for that vibe all day. That sounds great. Okay, yeah.
And like you need a million tickets to win the shittiest prizes, like a glass chess set.
A glass chess set, what everyone has on their list.
Like, that's the one thing everybody needed to have was the glass chess set. I swear to God.
That's amazing.
But it's pretty fun. I mean, I haven't been to one in the longest time. This is probably like the last time I'd ever been to one, but I like stupid like the shooting games and like
like
they have like DDR hoops, like stuff like that.
I could spend like so long at that if that's how it is. That sounds like a really fun birthday, especially if it's like a double birthday where it's like maximum fun, maximum friends. Like man, that's what I really feel we all need right now is like mega birthday party vibes.
Just big birthday party. Everyone has a big birthday party at the end.
Please, yes.
I feel that
you don't get that feeling right now with COVID. There's a certain comfiness with like large amounts of people around you, you know?
For sure. And everyone's having fun.
Yeah, like you do pick up on that collective, like everyone's having an awesome time energy.
Yes, that's for sure. Yeah, I like places like that. I had when you know when you get older, everybody just wants to like go out and drink and stuff. And I'm like, can we go somewhere where like that has something to do? Like, can we go bowling?
I love that. You're one. Okay, you like. Yes. I like that you're a friend like that because that's like a fun kind of energy, and it's nice to have like friends that do that where it's not like, we don't have to just sit here and be like just drinking or spending money like necessarily. We're just doing some actual activity together. You know, like bowling is a great example. Like,
yes, I love to bowl.
Bowling, like, can we go? Maybe
yeah,
seems like you could because it's just like space. I would love to go bowling.
Yeah. I was looking into this thing that there was like a bowling alley that they made on like a semi truck. And I was like, I need this in my life.
Park it outside your house.
Yeah, it's in Detroit, so I was gonna rent it the next time I'm home. But it's like wildly expensive for a bowling alley on a semi truck. But
is the vibe kind of like party bus but bowling? Kind of
but with bowling, I think that's what it is. It's pretty funny. I feel like the best bowling alleys though are like the trashy ones. And the ones in Chicago we don't. Like the ones in the city that I've been to, it's like 100 and sorry, my rats are drinking water if you can hear that. I would go with two it was like 6 people in lane, 2 lanes, and the lanes itself with shoes would cost $250 for 2 hours of bowling. Isn't that insane?
That's
like who would pay that much? We paid that much money because we wanted to bowl.
I was gonna say they know the market and they're like, we'll just do it. People want this, and that's
people will do
it. Unfortunately, like that's wild. Yeah. But if you're looking for a seedy bowling alley, you should definitely like come over to my town because there's some, and they have to smell like 12 plus years of cigarettes, like you know, like whatever that was that they're like no more. When was that? I don't know. It was in my lifetime. I can remember like going to Cracker Barrel and there being a smoking section, you know, like
yes. Yeah. I was talking with somebody about that. I'm like, do you remember when like you could smoke in restaurants? And they were like, yeah, I do, but I can't remember exactly when because I know it like happened in different states because like it happened. I went on vacation in Florida and I remember you couldn't smoke in the restaurant and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's weird because you could still do it in Michigan. When I was growing up.
There's still people here that like don't know that you can't do that. Like, or like one time I worked at a liquor store that had a gaming room and this person came from like out of town and they just like lit up a cigarette and we're like, when I came in, they were like, it's like, you can't do that here. But like, you know, there's still some places, I don't know where that is, but it's kind of a fun.
That's so funny.
Actually, I'm not for it. I'm sure you're not for it as someone with like asthma, but I like the remnants of it in the past. Like I love smelling a baby from not fresh, like cigarette smoke in my face. I don't want that
all the time. Yeah. Well, you can smoke like I don't know if it's changed. Like I was a big cruise family growing up. So you go on like a lot of cruises.
Oh, your family like drive around like cruise or like no, like cruise like
cruise like on the boats.
Okay, heck yeah. Okay.
Yes, and you can smoke in the casinos. So I don't know if you can still smoke in casinos, like because I haven't been to a casino. You could when I went to one in California, you could smoke inside.
That makes
sense. But I haven't been to any other ones. That's a place you can smoke inside.
I love it. I love that you did that like on an actual cruise. For some reason, this is where my stoner brain went. I thought you meant like drive around with your family. Cruise. Yeah. like we're just gonna go cruising.
That's one thing I miss about not having, because I don't have a car in the city. Yeah. Is like those like you just like drive and go nowhere. Like you had no destination. You would just
what I do
go
every day. Yeah. It's the one thing. And then also I super enjoy like my crappy car stereo. Like it's not great or anything. I don't have like subs or anything in my car, but it's like enough that when I turn it up, I can like hear it from like all sides. So I really like that. And like whenever people like whenever friends of mine bring a new person to our town, I'm like, oh, let me give you my crappy tour of our town. And I'll like drive them around to like all the quote unquote like cool places. And mostly like in here, we only have, there's like a lot of restaurants, and then we have a cross statue. Have you heard of that?
Do you really? No.
So that's what our town is about. Is Effingham is we have this 200-foot cross that's like lit up, and you can see it from the interstate. And that's like our town's whole point, is that the interstate crosses here, and there's a gigantic cross. And then people get married there. They get senior pictures there. There's a chapel there, restaurant, like that's really, really close. But it's very strange. And like we also have like a bunch of cross like t-shirts and memorabilia and stuff. Like
that is so strange. Funny.
But I feel like Chicago is just like such a way cooler place, because it's like the world is in Chicago. There's every neighborhood, every type of person. Like I love that vibe about it. You know?
Yeah. I feel like when I first moved here, I was definitely super excited about it, but now I'm just like, when I go on the bus, like it takes an hour. Like it's gonna take me an hour and a half to get there on the bus, and then it's like $30 to Uber. So what am I gonna do? Like which one am I gonna pay? So like, I feel like that is that's definitely not the like it before I didn't care about riding the bus, but now I'm like a big baby about it, and like riding the train and stuff.
You mean like because COVID stuff? Like,
I mean, even before COVID, I'd be like, I don't want to. By the time I get there, like it's gonna take me 3 hours. Like I said, it takes like to go to my friend's house. It'd be like 2 trains and a bus, or like 2 buses and a train. Or
how
like,
long would that take roughly, like one way to get there, like ish?
Like an hour and a half sometimes. Like it just depends, like where you were going. You know,
I didn't know it was like
such a pain in the ass.
I'm not super familiar with like navigating parts of Chicago. Like I usually just get dropped off in one space and like kind of explore. So like I didn't realize it was like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. You could end up on the like I've taken the train for an hour and a half plenty of times, like to go places, and it's just like and it always takes way longer than you expect it will.
Right. Regardless, even if you're like, well, I'll add a half hour, and it's still like way more than that. Like
Right.
I bet that's where you got into like podcasts, because it's like, well, I've got nothing else to do than just sit here. And I
just gotta like pop this on, park my butt on the bus, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I can't wait to like one day actually meet you. I feel like that'll be fun. That'll actually be fun to
eventually.
Yeah, that'll be super nice. I do miss like smoking with someone and like sharing a joint. It's like, I don't know if we'll ever get to do that in our lifetime. I mean, maybe that's super dramatic, but it's like,
I get that.
I really don't know. Like, I don't know if you've ever had the experience of like smelling weed like when you're at a parking lot with like a bunch of friends, like at a bar or something, you smell weed and you're like, I'm gonna go over there and see what they're up to. And, like, see if it's anyone I know, and like join. And it's like, now we can't do that. So this kind of feels that niche,
like the times you just like join a blunt circle, like at a party, or like join, and like you didn't even know who rolled it, where they got it, who made it, like who's like spit is a part of this blunt, but I'll smoke it, sure, whatever, like pass it this way, you know what I mean? Like it didn't matter.
And also I have this weird like theory that's kept me healthy.
Right? Like germs forever. And everyone's germ.
And it's just like I've built up a very good immunity to where I'm just like, all right. And it's not like you do it every day, it's just like a little bit. So that's how I feel about that.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I miss. I miss just like, I have a friend, her name is Anne, and we would like, it would be like one Friday every month I would go to her house, and we would just get like, we would, bring like 3, 4, 5 joints and just like smoke them and hang out. And it would be we get Chinese food and like hang out and like hang out with her cat, even though I'm super allergic to it. And
what a friend what you are.
Yeah, and like play music and like, you know, and sometimes we would paint and like hang out and like do stuff. And I just miss, you know, that stuff. So I feel like I hope that we're bringing a little bit of that. You know,
at
to
least
people
somewhat. Yeah, it's hard because we're all trying to like fill those niches, but there's just no like perfect way to do it. You know what I mean? It's just like it's always missing something of some kind. Like even when I Zoom with my family, I always get off there and feel like a weird sense of like unfinished business, or like I didn't get to even hug you goodbye, or like I don't know what it is exactly, but yeah, it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah. And people are at a point now where it's like, I don't even want to like Zoom with you because I don't have anything new to add, you know?
I have nothing to say.
You know what I mean? Which I feel like I have nothing to say. Which I like that this is, you know, we're just hanging out. We're just chatting about, you know, things that maybe matters, things that don't matter, all that kind of stuff, everything in between. So
like,
you know what I mean?
What was the point of Seinfeld is like, it's a show about nothing. And it's like, what a great premise. It's like, okay, everything can build off of that. So
do you see my Seinfeld print right behind me?
You're a Seinfeld? No, I didn't know this. Okay,
I love
must
Seinfeld.
Be great.
Yeah, and that's another thing I miss is going to Seinfeld trivia and getting my ass whooped at Seinfeld trivia because some of these people would know every little minute detail of the show.
I have a friend like that. My friend Ramsey is like that. It's
I was like, how do you guys
I swear it's through secret Reddit forums that they've like created with friends where they're like, we are gonna get so good at this trivia. Like, I love that you did that. That sounds like a fun vibe to like. And Zoom trivia would be like, it's not quite the same, but you could do it. That could be fun, possibly. Like, I'm trying to have a more fun spirit where I'm like, okay, I'll try that. Like, actually, tonight at our work, we did a live tarot reading, like the whole company.
Whoa,
and it was cool. Fun. It was like an hour. At first, I was just like, this seems weird. I don't know, but it was fun. So it was like actually pretty neat. And I think everyone's trying to explore fun stuff on Zoom to do.
Yeah, I want to do that. Oh my God. If you do tarot readings on Zoom, please enter my DMs because I want to know. I love that stuff so much. Like, I'm not like super into it, but like if that, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's like a fun and interesting thing to do. I've had my cards read before and was like, ooh, that's interesting, you know?
Yeah.
And like, it's fun. It's fun to noodle on stuff like that.
Yeah. And the way I look at it is like, my mom was like, don't go to that. She's very like superstitious in a way. And like, you know, and it's like, and she said something about like, she was worried about it. And it's like, Mom, I have a strong enough brain that I'm not going to get like weird about, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to I'm not like brainwashed. I'm just listening to a person talk about cards. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But
it's just something fun to do, something you know,
to noodle on, like you said. Like,
I'm not gonna take it to heart, like change my life around what this person says, but like it's something to think about, something to, you know, consider.
That's like what I enjoy the most, like you said, is like noodling on something, is like just getting something that I don't have figured out yet and just thinking about it for like weeks on end, or like, you know, like that. That's a fun thing. I feel like it's an artist thing. You're probably like that in a way too.
That's all I do at my job.
You just noodle on stuff.
So sometimes I'm like, enough noodling, just pick something.
Start doing and not so much noodling like on it.
Yes, yeah. I feel like sometimes it's just, or you just don't even have enough time to noodle. Like, I'm working on something now for work, and I'm like, can I just have like 1 or 2 more days to just really, you know, think this through and figure it out, and you know, give it the attention and stuff that it needs. But everything, I feel like in advertising, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like you just gotta, it's so fast.
You gotta pump it out. Is that how it feels? Like, really?
Yeah, it is. It's really fast paced.
I bet. And everything changes so quickly. So it's like your job is very fast paced, very modern, where you have to like adapt to the seasons and everything, you know, like.
It's annoying. I'm like, can you just pick something, we stick with it already, damn it. Like, I just want to, like I said, I had a pretty productive day today, so I'm feeling good about that.
Good job. That's good.
It's fun, you know, when you have a good day like that, it's like, yes, I nailed it. Like, and even when you don't have days like that, it's cool too. But like, when you have like a good productive day, it's like, okay, I can like go to bed, like, and feeling not, you know, like feeling like good, like feeling like I buttoned up the day. Like,
I'm glad your day felt that way. I felt that way too. Where I was like, all right, I'm ready for this day. I was actually just, you know, hanging out early because it's not often that I feel like I get things a lot done at work. So,
Yeah.
It's good.
I love that we both had that kind of day. That's hilarious.
It's good. I trained a lot of people like over Zoom. So sometimes that can be tiring. And I just have to remember like it's tiring for them too. Like it's actually especially tiring for whoever I'm training. So I try to make it fun.
Right.
But it's, it's also weird.
It's new to them.
I'm like a gifts person. Like that's like my love language big time, like I love sending gifts. And like, actually I need to point out a gift that Nina brought. This literally came up. She made me this t-shirt, this tie-dye t-shirt that I'm wearing. It's super,
if you're watching the YouTube.
Yeah, if you're watching the YouTube, but if not, it's blue, it's green. It has been made with absolute care by Nina and mailed to me. So
secretly.
Like, yeah, but that was like, I don't know. Another thing, if I was working in an office, is I would pick up coffee and bring to people or write them little notes and leave them. And it's like, I'm not even going to do that now. Now I have to just send them a Slack message or like send them an email that I was thinking about them or something. And it's not quite the same energy there, but yeah.
Needs to. I hate when the bowl like won't go out,
Oh, it just keeps going like an incense.
Yeah, like, come on.
I've been like tapping this out and repacking it. So I've just been like smoking a lot of this little guy.
This is like the bowl I have is like a Mondo bowl.
Oh wow, so it's beautiful like, too. Like
it's really
like
cool.
a swirl blue bowl. Yeah.
It's like purple and blue. But I like the after work bowl is an especially delicious one. I feel like
it's a much deserved bowl. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that we can like do that. I feel like a lot of people enjoy like an after work bowl, and that's literally the whole point of this podcast is to throw this on at that point, or weekend, whatever.
Yes, I hope everyone's smoking their like Friday night bowl or their Saturday morning bowl right now, and just like because like that weekend morning like. First smoke, I feel like there's nothing like it. So
there's
like
nothing like it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
my day.
I'm excited
Today's
about
my
that.
day. Yeah. I'm gonna do stuff that I want, catch up on my life.
Yeah.
You better watch out. I'm like getting way too excited for the weekend and for all the things I'm gonna be doing. It's gonna be nice. I say all the things. It's like really like 2 things. It's not that exciting.
Yeah. What do you got planned?
Oh, nothing. Just like walk around, like hike maybe a little bit. Like I actually feel good enough.
Nice.
Yeah, to hike and it might be nice out. So
yeah. It's such a like good feeling when it's gonna be nice for the weekend. So
I know.
Especially in February.
Yeah, we don't get that much. It's time for a big old rainy season for us Midwest folks. I feel like that's what's gonna be coming for us next.
Yeah, a lot of snow melted, so that's nice to not look outside and see a ton of snow. It feels like spring is coming, maybe sunshine, and we won't all be vitamin D deficient.
Yes, actually I don't know if you can see it. I have a sad lamp. It's like back there by my iPad.
I have one right over here.
Do you?
Too. I have one like right in front of me.
Yeah.
The vitamin D lamps.
My mom sent it to me, bless her heart. She's always trying to cheer my ass up.
Yes. I love that so much.
Yeah. But sunshine, I can't wait for it. I'm here much more for actual sunshine.
Yes. Yeah. It's irreplaceable, seriously.
Yeah. Do you want to smoke one last bowl for for sunshine?
One last hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
for sure.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed chatting with you this week.
Dude, yeah, me too. It's so nice to know you. It's been fun.
For real. Like I feel like Instagram has its bad points, but like obviously the good things have severely outweighed the bad for me on Instagram because I've connected with so many different people, so many like unique people with like really awesome, viewpoints, really awesome stories to tell, really funny jokes, memes, like you know what I mean?
It goes a long way. Yeah. A long way.
And I'm so thankful.
And I will say a lot of your friends have joined my page, because we're collabing. It's like all these people I've never met before. They've been so kind and just like, I don't know. It's really nice when people are just, just sharing them friendly vibes. I appreciate that. It's a very Midwest thing is to be like friends. Everyone join in,
Yes. Yeah.
Everyone's included here.
Yeah. I love that. That's definitely everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome to chill and hang out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Are you going to have some chili? I'm trying to think about what I want.
After this, I'm going to watch. There's a sitcom. I think it's from early 90s. It's called Third Rock from the Sun.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I never watched it as a kid. So we have, I don't know if you've heard of Peacock, but it's like the NBC streaming service, and they have like all these old shows on there. So we've been picking like different old sitcoms to watch. So right now that's the one that we're on, is Third Rock from the Sun. And oh my god, it's so funny.
It's so funny. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt is like super funny in it too. And like there's a lot of great, I'm glad you're doing that. That's fun. We've been just watching like some YouTubers that we like to watch like constantly, and just like binging on their content. I'll send you one. We listened to this guy called Penguin Z0. That's his like Twitch handle. And he basically just like will like film funny things and his commentary on it, like an actual Twitch thing, but it's on YouTube. So we'll just watch like hours of his thoughts on things, which sounds so lame. Like when you say it out loud, it's just like, oh, okay, listen to this random dude say stuff. Okay.
I love it.
I explained that to my mom and she did not compute.
She's like, what are you talking about?
Like, are you okay? Make sure he doesn't come to your house.
Oh my god, yeah. My mom has finally kind of figured out internet culture, because before, when I would show her memes or something, she'd be like, where'd you get that? What's that? Who sent you that? What is that? Who made that? Whose picture is that? Who is that?
Is that
and
your friend?
Like, no, it's from the internet, Mom. Like, it's not anybody I know. And now she's on TikTok, and I'm like, you are too much. Like, she's like
here
talking
for
about
it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm gonna invite your mom to Clubhouse.
Yeah, she is too much. She won't like that. She doesn't. She likes she's like a party TikTok. She's like watches all the dances and the like the hot dude. She's like, look at this hot guy. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing?
That's super funny. You're like embarrassed. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I love it.
Come on, Rosie, get off TikTok. It's too much.
I just enjoy so much her name is Rosie. Like, it makes me just like already like her as a person. I don't know. It's a fun.
She's too much.
She sounds great. We should have a mom episode.
Oh my god, please. I always love a mom episode.
Oh my god. My mom, actually, I don't know about you. I've never smoked in front of my mom. Have you? Like,
yeah, I definitely have. She like doesn't care. She is
cool.
My mom is just super chill about it. We went to Palm Springs a couple of years ago, and I think it was like 2 springs ago, and I had to try all the California stuff, all the Palm Springs goodies. So I was like, we need to go to a dispensary as soon as we get there. So this is the one we're going to. Please drop me off. And she didn't care. She'll take me. She's like, if you'll shut up.
If the one condition is if you'll shut up.
If you'll shut up. Like if I take you, will you shut up?
Like,
yes.
Okay. I'm here for that. For sure. I love a sassy mom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna toast. All right. This is a toast to Nina's birthday. To a good quarantine birthday, a good year ahead, to all the moms, to what else?
To all the moms.
Anyone else I'm forgetting?
I love it. For everyone.
Anyone else having a birthday or that had a crappy birthday? This is for you.
Yay! Cheers.
Cheers. I like how your bong sounds. Look at that clean bong. Look at that.
If you are lucky and watching on YouTube, this is.
I'm toasting to you. There we go.
Well, I hope you have a really good night. I am so glad everyone tunes. If you're tuning in, thank you so much.
Yes, and our episodes are going to be posted every Friday night. So if you could subscribe to the Midwest Sesh YouTube channel, that's where you'll be able to see video of us. You can connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Midwest Sesh Pod. That's Midwest Sesh POD. And we would super, super appreciate it if anyone wants to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. So
yes, please.
So much for listening.
Yay. Thank you guys. Have a lovely night. Have a good sesh.
Good to see you.